Good evening. Welcome to the October 24th, 2023 Finance and Operations Committee in-person and virtual meeting. Before we start tonight, I will address an item from a prior meeting. In particular, on September 19th, 2023, the board held the required hearing under Act 34 concerning the planned new middle school to be built in the borough of Clifton Heights. At that hearing, the district gave those members of the public that wish to speak concerning the project an opportunity to do so. Also, prior to and for a month following that hearing, the board accepted written submissions from the public concerning the project. That public comment period has now ended. For those that made a submission or testified, we thank you for your input and participation. Before we call tonight's meeting to order, Dr. McGarry, will you please outline the public participation procedure, sir?
Yes, Board President Brown. We provide opportunities for those who are participating at home and those who are in person to provide questions this evening because it is a committee meeting. And as a result, the board will take questions at the point of public comment or questions from those who are in person first. If you're in person, you can come to the microphone, provide your name and address. And for tonight's meetings, the two committee meetings, you would address a specific item on the agenda, ask your questions. Either the board will answer those questions or direct those questions to the appropriate board member or administrator and that's here with the team. Following that, there are opportunities virtually. You can send an email into committeequestions@upwardrbsd.org and provide your name, address, and again, the specific agenda item to the report that you would like to question. Again, the board will take that into consideration or provide that question to administration to respond. And then you could also phone it in at 610-789-7200, extension 2000. Same concept, provide your name, address, and the specific agenda item, and we will take that into consideration and do our best to answer those questions before moving forward.
Thank you, Dr. McGarry. Please feel free to revisit that as we move forward. The meeting of the Finance and Operations Committee will please come to order. Roll call, Board Secretary, Mr. Rogers, please.
Dr. Haig.
Present.
Mr. Desnoyers.
Present.
Mr. Neal.
Present.
Mr. Warsavage.
Present.
Ms. Murphy-Morrissey.
Present.
Ms. Williams.
Present.
Ms. Mitchell.
Present.
Mr. Fields.
Present.
Mr. Brown.
Present. Thank you. The district posted this evening's agenda to board docs at least 24 hours prior to the commencement of this meeting. Is there a motion to approve that previously posted agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Are there any amendments to offer?
There are no amendments.
Thank you. The agenda has been moved and seconded. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, please signify by saying I oppose and state your name for the record. Those abstaining, please signify by saying I abstain and state your name for the record. The motion carried. I will now turn over the Finance and Operations Committee meeting to Co-Chair Director Warsavage.
Thank you very much, President Brown. Mr. Rogers, would you mind going over the one and only agenda item that we have? And we can go right into the presentation if you'd be so kind.
Sure. Tonight we have, as you said, one agenda item for the capital projects update, which will be informational. The district administration will provide an update on various capital projects completed during the summer of 2023. And additionally, we will provide an update on various projects that will be completed over the remainder of the school year and next summer of 2024. At this time, I'll hand it over to our Director of Operations, Mr. Lee.
Thank you, Mr. Rogers. Good evening, everyone. My name is Marvin Lee. I'm the Director of Operations. This evening will be a special evening, not only because it's the evening that Philadelphia Phillies will be clinching the World Series. It is also the night that we will be talking about the recently completed and the future plans for our schools. The list is very extensive, and I get the honor of showcasing all the projects, but I want to make it very clear that none of these projects would have been possible without the leadership and the guidance from the Dr. McGarry and Mr. Rogers, and the collective expertise, knowledge, experience, willpower, wisdom, and foresight from many of our members, Joe McGilvery, Tim Leaf, Craig Hanachek, Chris Rossiter, and many other members of the business team were involved in these projects. By the way, today is Craig's birthday. Happy birthday, Craig.
Happy birthday.
All right, so the exterior signage project was a highly anticipated project that took us more than 2 years to complete. It took us a long time because we take a lot of time to inventory, to take pictures, measurement, of every single sign on our property. We also consulted with the principals about their needs at each school. We also hired a design professional, sign design professional, to finalize the design with our branding in mind. We also had to wordsmith every single sign to make sure we deliver clear and concise message to all audiences. Then we went out to the bid, and it took us about 2 months to install all the signs. There are total 535 signs that were replaced. And if you visit our schools, you will notice the improvements in our sign qualities. Brett Correa, our custodian foreman, spearheaded the project, and I think he did a fantastic job. Oh, by the way, in the slide, on the bottom left side of every single slide in this presentation, we have 2 bars. One is the status bar, and the other one is a location bar. These bars are available for you to follow the presentation more easily. The fencing replacement project, also much needed project in our school district that we recently completed. The facilities management team, especially Chris Rossiter, did multiple extensive site surveys with various contractors to develop scope. We ran a very competitive procurement process to get the most value from the contractors, and the installation did a really good job. So now we have a great looking fences in our schools. We received many compliments not only from the schools, but also from community members. There was a little bit of inconvenience because we had to coordinate that time, but I think it was a win-win project. With the improved fences, our schools are safer, more secure, and we can better control the access point in our buildings. And I think our schools look so much better with the new fences. If you have not visited our school gyms recently, you may remember our gyms as a dimmed down space with dead light bulbs. Not anymore. The Upper Darby School District gyms now have LED lighting, and they're very bright. Thanks to the PICO rebate, the school district saved 30 to 35% of the project cost, and we will be saving 65 to 85% of the electricity cost from the gym lighting with the new LED lighting. Playground master plan. The playground master plan probably deserved its own presentation because it was a very extensive project, 7-month project, and that was completed on time and in budget. The planning process was very extensive. We did multiple site visits with a registered architect to evaluate every single playground equipment to see whether we wanted to keep it or not. We incorporated special education needs throughout the project, and they're reflected in our master plan. We invited 5 Pennsylvania Co-Stars vendors in initial evaluation process. We even had a design competition with top 2 companies. Our principals selected design winners for their schools, and the school business office agreed with our principal's taste. School district also generated more than $200,000 in savings through negotiation, and the installation was done in time, actually with a few days to spare. We worked with the installation company that are certified to inspect the playgrounds, but we also hired a third-party inspector to make sure all equipment are installed safely. We also incorporated branding, standardization, and also we thought about the low ongoing maintenance in the project. The pictures actually do not do the justice, and it is actually priceless to see our young students enjoying the playground. I think we can easily say that we have one of the coolest playgrounds in the region. Here are some of the pictures, and we have thousands of pictures in our inventory, and Jason Taylor will be showing the video a little bit later. High school boiler project was completed. We replaced 3 30-year-old boilers, installed new water-cooled chillers, new pumps, new controls, and new sectional valves, and the project was fully funded by ESSER, the federal ESSER funds. Beverly Hills Middle School, probably one of the most beautiful schools that we have, and a lot of efforts were put in to make the first impression of the school great. We painted the lobby area, we changed the lighting, and we added excellent lighting, and outside we installed security measures to prevent vehicles from encroaching onto the apron area. We also leveled the front steps. Auditorium, there are 2 phases of the auditorium renovation project. Phase 1 of the project was to replace rigging, theatrical lighting, and the sound system. It is very hard to notice those upgrades in the pictures because those improvements are made where they are not easily visible in the building. But the lighting was impressive and sharp, and the sound was crisp. And I'll be talking about the phase 2 of the project, which is coming very soon. Other projects, individual concrete painting or floor projects, we usually feature this separately in these presentations, but we combine them all because if we talk about this individual project, we would have added many more slides. The concrete walkways were installed at Drexel Hill Middle School and Primus Elementary School, so the students do not have to walk in the mud when it rains. We painted our standard colors at K Center, Garriford, Bayou, and Garriford, Stonehurst, and Hillcrest Elementary Schools. Facilities management team also replaced floors in select areas at the high school, Bayou, Beverly Hills, Hillcrest, Primus, and these recommendations were mostly provided by our principals. Now, Jason Taylor will be showing some video of the major projects we completed. I know a lot of people are watching the time, and I'm hearing that it's going to be about 8 minutes and 30 seconds. Then the presentation will continue with the ongoing and upcoming projects.
It's been very exciting here in the last, I would say, 5 to 8 years. We have received a lot of money to start fixing the facilities in the Upper School District, from bathrooms to fields to classrooms to renovations.
It's really putting a lot of money and time and care into the buildings, trying to upgrade them so that, it's better for the students and better for the teachers. To see that we're starting to focus a lot more on upgrading and, taking care of some of the problems that we can control has been really good.
There's plenty of work going on, and it just never seems to stop anymore. And very happy that it's happening.
First and foremost, I love the paint. We got our gym painted, we got our stairwells painted, and it just has our royal pride because of the colors, and the kids notice it and the parents notice it, and it looks great. Makes the whole building look beautiful.
The white metal with the purple and gold striping, it looks incredible. A lot of our stairwells have the striping in it now in some of our elementary schools. The K Center was completely painted and striped.
I always talk about my point of pride being the main lobby as you walk in. It's like one of the most beautiful places, so putting the pride into painting that.
Some flooring in Beverly Hills is the main office, got all new flooring. Also Hillcrest Elementary, principal's office. Primus Elementary got new tile. High school old boardroom that got redone, both sides, all brand new flooring. It's VCT tile. It's really nice, durable stuff. And we are moving forward with vinyl stair treads for all of our stairs. Stonehurst is complete, looks completely different. This summer we did the fencing.
There's fencing that's been up for at least 40, 50 years, and it's old and it's rusted, and it's just time to replace.
All of our schools got brand new black vinyl fencing.
Basically around any fence that was here, we replaced.
It's really brightened up the playground areas and the school, getting rid of all that stuff and putting nice new black vinyl up. In the beginning of spring, I oversaw the elementary school playground project. Every single elementary school got a brand new playground. A lot of the old playgrounds, they were out of inspection. A lot of them were the old metal. Some of them were pretty banged up and in disarray. Administration thought it was time to invest in some nice new playground equipment.
We'll get it all done at one time, and we're not going to piecemeal it. It's not going to take us 25 years to give the kids all new equipment.
It was all done within 3 or 4 months.
There's some schools that we haven't touched in a long time that got all brand new equipment, like Westbrook Park got all brand new equipment. Primus got all brand new equipment.
Also, our high school's tot lot got a brand new daycare, got a brand new playground.
The kids are ecstatic about it. The parents are very happy about it.
A small project that has a huge impact is signs and signage.
As you pull in, if you notice, like there used to be a million different signs, all sorts of different signs, different schools said different things, but now they're all uniform.
A lot of the signs were beat up and the verbiage was all over the place.
They had this huge database of every single sign, a photograph of every single sign across the district, and to replace those and to take away the irrelevant signs and to replace the functional signs with up-to-date signage is important.
They have the school district colors and embroidery on it so everybody knows where they're at.
The signs are all over at Bywood, and they're all purple and white, which is really nice.
The same ones here, that's at the high school, it's at Drexel Hill or all the elementary schools. So it looks really good.
We're actually finishing up with it this week, so it was pretty cool to see it start to finish and see it actually come to life.
The auditoriums, where you have 2 phases of the auditoriums for the high school and the 2 middle schools. All 3 schools use our auditoriums a lot, and the equipment was just outdated and needed to be replaced.
Last year we closed down from March until June, and they took out all of the lights, all of the rigging, all of the sound, and completely renovated that entire side of the pack. The updates to the lighting, the updates to the sound make the Performing Arts Center so much more usable, so much more modern.
Getting that updated, we just got in there like about 2 weeks ago, and we got trained on everything. And when I first talked into that microphone, it was the sound when I would have to talk sometimes, I'd have to like hold the cord a certain way so the microphone worked. Having that sound system now, I can't wait to like see the kids start to use it. And the lights, I always used to joke like there's two options for the lights, on or off. But now when you're in there, at least the stage lights and everything, like there's different colors, different options to have up there. So we're excited to have that ready for our winter concert and our musical and all of those things.
We've been working with stuff that's been old for a long time, and now that it's really going to make the students, I believe, appreciate what's going on in the schools.
When I first got to Drexel Hill, the field looked exactly the same when I played on it 20 years ago. So just the process of how they eliminated the track and put the brand new track down, and just seeing it start to finish and how the whole process was done was really cool. The day of the ribbon cutting ceremony was real cool. The students were out there, a lot of the athletes. I know they were excited about the track.
I'm very happy with the fields at both schools. I mean, Beverly Hills, the way it was, you know, you had a field, a parking lot out front. Our field at Beverly Hills was never an official field in the back. The end zone had the track going through it. So to have an official football field for the kids, you had to take away all that parking out front. And then the field got pushed up the steps. So where the road is now used to be steps going up to the school. So we had to push everything over. There used to be big hills and trees on there that they had to come down, the hills had to go away. So there was a lot of movement. We had to put new water lines in because it was going across the field and you couldn't have it. There was a lot of process into that field.
This year we're finally starting to see the students out there enjoying it. Our football games, we had our first football game this season. The kids love it. Our gym classes, it's always being used. So it's definitely like a point of pride, and I think it just looks awesome and beautiful when you pull in.
We made it happen, and between the front field and the back track, it really turned out nice.
It's good to see the excitement come back, you know, with sports there. I've been to a couple games, you know, watching some of the kids playing, and you can just tell it's brought like a good atmosphere.
Our biggest accomplishment in the past year was completing 8201, the new administration, transportation, facilities department.
It was basically a giant garage warehouse with storage, you know. There was probably stuff there from when the district opened, up in that attic.
There were steel beams, were dark and dingy. We used to store everything up there. We got it in through a forklift, through a hole in the floor. And we had orange spray paint around it, plastic around it, so when you were up there, you didn't fall through.
An old chair, an old desk, a leg of a chair, a stack of books, just a lot, just functionally not great.
I mean, it was workable. We did all of our stuff here. Transportation was out of here.
The boardroom was the old bus garage.
All the lead techs, carpenters, electricians, plumbers, they all worked out of here.
But the transformation, it's night and day.
This whole place was gutted from here all the way down to the back of the building. We gutted everything. All the walls came down. It's unbelievable this place turned from what it was to what it is. It's beautiful. I mean, I go in the parking lot every day, just happy to come into work. There was a lot of dead, empty space. Now everything's in its place. We have beautiful offices and meeting rooms where we never had before. The bus garage has 5 bays, I believe. The one key thing I always believed in was that our board should have a real boardroom, and that's a real boardroom.
I actually took pictures of the boardroom because it is so official looking. It looks awesome.
It's a great place in terms of receiving people because people are coming and this is the face of the school district. And just what I love too is that it's completely on brand, right? Every time you turn a corner, you can see the logo, you can see the colors. It makes you feel like you're in Upper Darby.
We all know there's things that need to be improved, right? We all know that, and I've never seen in 18 years so many different things happening. Parents have said how nice it looks. The kids keep asking, what's going on, what's going on? Like, there's all this stuff going on. And the kids really take pride into our school, and they see that we're taking pride, so it makes them step up and take pride.
You know, just to see things coming back to life and that we're working on things and, you know, just trying to bring that life back into, you know, the district has been really great.
Thank you, Jason. We just saw the video for the first time, and it was really well done. Thank you so much, Jason. Looking great. Another exciting project that we have going on is a marquee sign replacement project. We are excited to replace all the marquees with a standardized sign and on our school district-owned properties. We went through the zoning variance. We had to get 3 counts of zoning variance approved. There are height, illumination, and the total square feet. And the zoning variance was approved September 26th. And about a week ago, the township issued a permit. So we are working with the contractors right now to come up with the installation timelines. And we expect to time the signs to be installed in the next 8 to 12 weeks. Many of our schools have old concrete stairwells, and they were painted over and over or in black. We are retrofitting our stairwells to provide cleaner-looking environment for our students. And Stonehurst Hill job was completed. We are working on Bayou now, and rest of the schools will be completed in the fall of 2023. Some schools will be addressed only partially, and some schools do not require any work because we already have the terrazzo steps, or the work was recently completed. We are not only touching the steps and risers, we are also addressing the rails and paintings if they are necessary. As the school district promised to the public, we are keeping the softball field at administration building. We are doing the renovation now. The field should be ready for play in the spring of 2024. The facilities team is also renovating the infield of the softball and baseball field at the high school to make the fields ready for the spring 2024 season. The team also is also developing a longer-term plan for the high school baseball and softball field. Page 15 has a lot of information, and Mr. Mark Manley probably could explain much better than I can, but let me give it a try. We are in process of replacing about 30 exterior doors to make our schools safer. The project is in process now, and we should be completing those projects in the next 6 weeks. We are also rewiring the school building assets that are connected to the emergency generators. We are trying to make sure the key assets, there are actually 11 of them, functions when the power is out. For example, security camera system, public announcement system, Wi-Fi access, lighting in certain areas, and etc. The work should be done in the winter of 2023-2024. We are also upgrading the exterior lighting with a photocell. There are more than 400 exterior lighting fixtures we are replacing with LED with photocell. And by installing photocell, the units will be turning on when it's dark, and the units will be turning off when it's bright outside automatically. So we only have few more schools to go, and this work should be completed in the winter of 2023-2024. The school district's swipe card access system project is also in full swing. We, I think, have only 2 more schools to complete, and we should be wrapping up this project very shortly. The most recent security audit recommended that any shrub or trees within 5 feet of building space should be removed for security reasons. And we have identified those areas of improvements. We started the project, and we will be completing the project in the spring of 2024. High school parking lot. High school parking lot work should have been completed actually last year, but that did not happen due to technical and scheduling issues. But the parking lot parking lot and the curbing project will be completed in the summer of 2024. The secondary school libraries will be renovated in the summer of 2024. The Christine and her team's vision is to create a welcoming and inviting space for our students. You can think of them as a Barnes & Noble's cafe with lots of electrical outlets. We want to reduce book shelving because a lot of information resources are available online. And we also want to create a space that students can gather and collaborate. We will be improving lighting and update painting. We also want to make sure that we are not putting anything on the wall to maintain a clean environment. You can see in the quote from Dr. Kristen Kelly, absolutely nothing on the wall. Sorry. We will be using neutral colors as bases with a purple and gold accent. And I'm going to be showing you some of the renderings. Here's the high school library space. And this is a space that students will be working collaboratively in the library. Here's the Beverly Hills rendering, neutral color. And one more rendering from Beverly Hills. And here's the Drexel Hill with an accent wall. And we're gonna also replace the wheelchair lift at the Drexel Hill Library. Renovation, the auditorium renovation phase 2. As I said earlier, there are 2 phases of the auditorium renovation. The phase 1 of the project was lighting, theatrical lighting, rigging, and the sound system. And the phase 1 of the project was completed at all our 3 secondary schools. Phase 2 of the project addresses all architectural aspects of the space. We will be replacing all seats, house lighting will be replaced, and also aisle lights will be installed. And we will be refinishing walls and ceilings, and the floor will be replaced. We'll do all these things while preserving the uniqueness and the architectural beauty of each space, and we'll also think about the ease of maintenance in mind. I'll be showing you some renderings of the high school. Here's the high school auditorium, and the center seats will be in purple, and the side seats will be in black. And you can probably notice the retaining wall in between the first row of the seating and the stage, so the audience does not interfere with the performance. And we are carving out some seats along the walkway between the lower section and the upper section to create wheelchair and companion seats. We are also installing an enclosed control booth in the back of the space to protect the highly valuable control equipment that we recently purchased. Here's the second rendering of the high school auditorium. And here's the Drexel Hill Middle School. Oh, by the way, high school, we are looking forward to introducing the new renovated space at the high school to the Upper Darby School District employees in the welcome back meeting next year. Drexel Auditorium will be fully also renovated, and we will have a clean look with the accent acoustical panels on the wall. And space will have the standard carpet tile and LVT material under the seat for easy cleaning. And we will also have wheelchair seats in the auditorium. Beverly Hills is probably one of the most beautiful spaces we have in our school district. Super excited about the Beverly Hills Middle School. It's a stunning space, and take a look at the rendering. The final product will be actually probably be better than the rendering itself. And this is what it's gonna look like at night. Our elementary schools use our secondary auditoriums for their seasonal performances, so our auditoriums will be well used by all school community. We also have an exciting project at Drexel Hill Middle School. The Drexel Hill Middle School locker room will be fully renovated. It's a long overdue, and we will be addressing both boys and girls locker rooms. Some of the key features: the lockers will be installed along the wall, only along the wall, so coaches and teachers can maintain sightline in the locker room. The toilet room will be renovated, and we will be adding unisex toilet rooms. And we'll also have the toilet rooms accessible from outside through access control for athletic activities in the future. The group shower room will be removed, and the referee room will be created with the lockers for both boys and girls locker rooms, so we can host varsity level events at the Drexel Hill Middle School. We'll also have ample space for storage. We'll come back to you with the pictures when the project is completed in the spring of 2024. The final slide, the district also has a lot of mechanical issues that we have to address, and we are chipping away with these projects. At Westbrook Elementary School, we are replacing 3 rooftop air conditioning units, and we'll have a new ductwork, and we're gonna have a new ceiling and new lights in those spaces. This project does not address entire building, but it's an improvement to the school. And this project will be completed in 2024 summer, and the project will be completed before the school year starts next year. This concludes my presentation, but before I wrap up the presentation, I wanted to thank you, Dr. McGarry, Mr. Rogers, and all my colleagues again for making this possible, and thank you for your time and attention, and I'll take any questions you may have.
Excellent presentation. I'm sure we have some feedback from board members. Why don't we take it around? Does anyone have any feedback? President Brown?
Just briefly, tons of work. I mean, it's emotional actually looking at it based on how much work in progress. I can appreciate how long and how much work has been, how long it's taken to get there and how much work has been done in such a short amount of time. So thank you for your attention to detail and diligence. It's incredible. So thank you very much for that.
Yeah, just want to compliment the whole district team on very impressive work. I'm sure the students and employees all notice the difference.
I want to speak about the locker room at the middle school. So when I entered the middle school 40 years ago, those showers had not been used for at least 10 years when I had gotten there, maybe longer. So I am thrilled that at last useless spaces being removed, like this building, and useful spaces being created from it. And that is really exciting stuff. And I'm honestly really happy to see those go. So great work, everybody.
Yeah, I just want to mention, part of this board's vision has been equitable access across the district. And we really see that in these projects, that when the administration brings up a project, it's not just done at one school. It's not done at one of the middle schools. It is done across the board. We see the auditoriums being renovated at all secondary schools. We see playgrounds renovated, replaced at all elementary schools. That we're treating the entire community as one, because that's what we are. We are one community. So I appreciate the district administration really taking our vision and implementing it with fidelity each and every year with your projects. I truly do appreciate it, because as you guys see when you walk through the buildings every day, you see the impact that your decisions, your hard work make every single day. So thank you to the administration for fulfilling our vision of equitable access for all of our students.
I echo all of these sentiments, but I also just want to say that you really are taking old things and making them new. As you know, we're landlocked, and there's not a lot. I mean, the down to even the stairwells. I mean, I just sometimes walk through the schools and I didn't think there was hope for them, but there is. And I am just over the moon with all of the transformations really that you're doing to our schools. And I know that it's going to continue. When I first got on this board, it was like pulling teeth to get anything done. And I feel elated. So thank you for your hard work. I loved seeing the smiles on the staff's faces in the video. And for those of you who just entered the room, I'm sure the video is up on our YouTube. It's an 8-minute video. Please share it. We are really trying very, very hard to do really amazing things to really transform this district into it was already a special place, but even more special.
As I joke around across the room, there are a lot of healthy debates that go on, from the color schemes in the floors that are in here to the UDs. It's intentional. I'm glad that Dr. Alloway, picked up on that when Rhonda and I inherited these positions, and we talked about branding and rebranding of the district. The goal, I've joked around in meetings with the township, that we would like the whole community to be purple and gold. And so very intentional in what we're doing. We've had a lot of disagreements and discussions on what these things should look like and how they go. But I think this board, I've said it before during Board Appreciation Month, but to be on the school board is a thankless job a lot of time. And only if people are in tuned every single day, all the time, can you appreciate what goes on. If you go back to October 25th, 2022, you'll go back and refer to a presentation similar to this one, where the board has asked us to put together a facilities plan, to improve the facilities, to compensate staff, to recruit people, to make the community a better place. And I joke around when I get phone calls sometimes from you, on top of Rachel, if you're in a building and you see something and you want it fixed, or there's something there. There are so many things going on in just a year or 2 years. When Craig and I were looking at this today with Marvin again, just prepping for tonight, this is done in a year, or 1 year. Some school districts take a long time to do this work. So I hope you can appreciate how much I do, the Craig Rogers of the world, the Marvin Lees of the world. And on that video, somebody like Tim Leaf, who, it's overused to call someone an institution, but Tim Leaf has been in this district since high school. When he left high school, he's been working for the Upper Darby School District. The emotion that he has, and the fact that he was willing to speak on camera, which is amazing. But the fact that he gets welled up about those fields. He was the custodian at Beverly Hills Middle School for years. So the pride that he has to see that and to see that those folks carry that through speaks to who you are as a school board. The fact that, I know when you're on these positions, everybody has a comment out there about what's going on and why are you fixing it. But we're going around and having coffee meetings with staff and with parents, and they appreciate it. Fixing things internally and externally so they're points of pride for the community. We have something to look forward to matters. And for far too long, those things I don't think were made a point of pride. And so now when you walk into the front lobby of Beverly Hills Middle School, you immediately see a difference with the color and the lights, that field that's out there, the things that are going on. Just congratulations to the board, but to Marvin, to Craig Harnachek, Craig Rogers, Tim Leaf, Joe McGilvery, to the principals that are involved in this, their patience. I mean, last year, Beverly Hills Middle School was no easy feat, handling Beverly Hills Middle School with that new football field going in. But we came together. We worked with the fire department, the township, all hands on deck. Good things can happen when you're playing on the same team and you have the right interests, the kids in the community. And I'm sad that it's taken so long. But from your push, and there are definitely it's a lot of pushing, go back to August 22nd, 2025, or 2022, and look at the bathrooms, the roofs, all those projects that you have. So much has happened in the last 2 to 3 years in this school district, and compliments to you and to the team to make that happen. Thank you for your patience. Thank you to the community for your patience, and hopefully your kids in this community can see that point of pride. Thank you.
I think everyone's basically said everything that I was going to say, but I'll add 2 quick things. One, I thank the taxpayers of the school district for putting their confidence in us and knowing how to properly spend your tax dollars. And keep in mind, all this is getting done while we're still underfunded by $20 million and counting. So we appreciate that. The other thing that stuck out to me in the video was one of our principals said that the kids see the difference that adults are making, and it makes them realize that we actually care about what they're giving feedback on, what needs to be improved. And so that stuck out with me, and I look forward to continuing that push. So thank you. That having been said, I believe now is the time for public comment, since we only had the one agenda item. For those who weren't present earlier to hear the announcement, when you come up to the mic, please announce your name, your address, and it would have to be in regards to this particular agenda item. So do we have any people present who would like to make public comment at this time? Alrighty, seeing none. Ms. Buford, do we have any kind of feedback online?
No, sir, we do not.
All right, thank you very much. And with that, I hand the meeting back to I believe now is the time to review the agenda items for this evening, Mr. Rogers.
Sure, and again, with the one agenda item being the capital project update, it is informational, so there's no ask or action of the board tonight. And district administration reviewed the recent updates of various capital projects, again, over the course of the summer of 23 up through now, and what plans we have for the coming summer.
All right, and with that, I hand the meeting back over to President Brown.
Thank you, Director Ward Savage. A motion is in order for the adjournment of the Finance and Operations Committee meeting. So moved. Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.